we doing here? We up and running? All right. Let's do a mic check here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Is that volume coming through okay? Just waiting for my stream to catch up so I can get a verbal confirmation here that I'm up and running. And looks like we're good. And looks like okay, cool. So great. Hey, my name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing games. I illustrate them and I publish them online. And I've been focusing attention on Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition here for the past couple of years. I'm a big Eberron enthusiast. It's the homebrew setting of my choice when I play D&D, as well as when I play Cypher System. So we're creating an adventure for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition called Crystals of Mabar. Here's your book cover, yo. For characters level 7 or 8. And let's see, we're creating NPCs right now, so I'm going to get right back into it. If you're new to the channel, hey, I'm here 10 times a week, Monday through Friday in the morning like this. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications when I'm live in the future. Would love to have you around. But beyond that, I also am, I stream on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays at lunchtime like yesterday. And doing a game design. Right now we're designing the martial power system to give martial characters the same level of flexibility and exponential growth that spellcasters have while retaining the flavor of each of the martial classes and subclasses. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's called Martial Powers. That's what we're working on. It'll be the next, well, this is going to be the next significant book that I produce, but it'll be the final the final core book of basically 3 core books that we have for color mana, and it'll also introduce elemental mana for like airbenders, air, earth, fire, water. And then on Mondays and Thursday nights, like last night, you can check out the stream. We are building massive scale Spelljammer ships at 500-foot scale, 500-foot ships. Starting with Vokath's base from Lada Zaraxis. Eventually we'll do an Armada, Elven Monarch, Ogre Mammoth, Lithid Dreadnought, and Neogi Mind Spider. And did I say Dwarven Citadel already? If I hadn't, I should. I'm going to change the approach on this because we've been trying to work at this 3/4 quarter angle, and I think I can just get away with doing a straight on approach. There we go. Bump, bump, bump. We can do that. We can duplicate here, free transform, flip horizontal. Merge together, duplicate. Oh, I feel the demons coming out of me today, folks. Yeah, that looks good. I was driving with the gal yesterday, and we had a massive brake check on us. And it kind of threw my back a little bit, and now everything in my body is trying to figure out how it's supposed to be. It's a weird experience. You know what? Nah, I think that's fine. We'll just leave it like that. And so we'll have the eye of Mavar. Thank you, Timely Timer. Let's do it like that. That'll be good. I'll do like that. Solzu is the mastermind behind the whole plan, but the problem is that he is megalomaniacal and unwilling to recognize when he has reached his limits. And this ritual is killing him. This artifact with the ritual creates a manifest zone to Mavar that can be artificially created and sustained. And his ego, his hubris, allowed him to think he would be able to perform and survive this ritual. And he's correct, he can perform the ritual. He's not going to survive it. His team is aware of that fact at this point, and now Karen the Enchantress is just letting it play out, figuring he's already dead. So may as well milk him for as much as you can while he's still alive to get the ritual as far as he can get it before she steps in and takes control to try to complete the ritual. And it would probably kill her too. She thinks she can handle it. She just thinks Solzu's a fool that wasn't prepared for the risks. Notably, he doesn't have anyone there that cares that he lives. Karen knows that the Houndsman wants her to live. So if she starts to get overwhelmed and needs sacrifices to feed hit dice, she knows that he, the Houndsman, is going to be more than willing to make sure it stays fed. So that she will survive the process. Solzu doesn't have that. Solzu doesn't have anyone that loves him. So he is dead. Evil acknowledges the power of love. It just attempts to exploit it instead of build it. Because that's what evil does. Evil exploits things. It doesn't improve anything. It just consumes it. God, I haven't done a straight-on wizard pose sort of thing. It's been a number of years, maybe a decade since I've done anything like this. Like with this sort of pose. It's been a while. I like it. This is feeling pretty good. Not very complicated gesture, but that's kind of what I'm liking about it. Get rid of that. Like that here, and clavicle looks good. So far so good, man. So far so good. So what? Shoulders at, that is where cup is at. Duplicate the layer for transform, flip horizontal. Get some symmetry going on. Centered proper. That seems okay for now. Let's take the eye and drop that down here and drop that here, so we can work on this a little bit more focused. Up to episode 10 now on Spy Family. Absolutely loving that show. Curve in there for his whatever bone that is. Mixing organic shape, the angle of the bone, foreshortening with the bulk of the forearm meat. It's a fun little challenge getting the perspective right on that. It's very satisfying when you can. Not necessarily an easy angle. Plus the curve of the palm is sufficient. The side of the hand meat. So far I feel like I'm doing okay. Here like this. That angle feels pretty good. Erase that because the arm is now folding into the curvature of the garment that we've already done. So that's turning out well. So make sure I get the curve set in here so it feels natural. So far, so good. Here. Merge that down. Top, top, top. Take your time, timer. How we doing? 7 o'clock? Okay. cool. Very broad shoulders. Let's start like that. There, that's finding it. It's cold in the manifest zone. It's a lifeless environment. It's not going to have a lot of warmth. So you're going to want to dress accordingly. So far, so good. So what? Trash. Almost there. Stay on target. I'll do. let's duplicate and then flip and get some work on angles a little bit. That sits together really nicely. I do like that. Let's duplicate this layer. Merge these down. Drain him down a little bit more. This guy's gonna look Hey Goblin, how you doing? Yep. Monday through Friday in the morning is art streams. And lunch times, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays is Martial Powers or whatever development stream. And then Monday and Thursday nights is generally art, but it's just Spelljammer stuff in general. How am I doing here? There we go. What's up, man? How you doing, Gob? I'm concerned that the extra power die that that the giant size grants at level 3 is too strong compared to all the other options that most barbarian or other subclasses get. So I'm thinking about how can I stretch out features. Like the only problem I have with large size at level 3 is that the sustained power grants an additional power die as a result of being size large, which makes sense, but there's nothing else in the system that grants a character unlimited 2 dice at level 3. So giant growth itself might not be a problem, but the way that it's the way that being granted for unlimited free use while raging at 3rd level is. I don't have a problem with it at 5th level because there's other things that start balancing against the extra dice, but I feel like it's out of balance. It's just getting that free die for free forever. I think maybe a better solution would be granting size large, instead of granting an extra power die, that size large doubles your strength bonus and damage, and then size huge triples your damage bonus from strength, and having it be a kicker effect. So growing to size like 1 mana for size large, 2 mana for size large plus the extra damage. I'm not sure exactly. I'm identifying it as a problem, but I don't necessarily have a solution yet. Yeah, and I mean, giants aren't more dexterous. You don't get more. You don't get more nimble by adding 8 times your bulk. So the logic is there. It's just how to. The issue is decoupling the damage increase. Not just in general. Like it just makes sense instead of like getting an extra die of damage when you like the big thing that people talk about is, are you supposed to get, like, are large size weapons, are they dealing extra damage dice? And why do only monsters get that instead of PCs? I'm trying to find this space, and I think it's the damage multiplier for strength that that resolves that debate, because now the size of the creature is the one that's dictating the strength of the creature is dictating the extra damage that it deals at size large, not anything to do with the weapon at all. So attaching it to the strength modifier, I feel makes sense. You get a half damage die to make it more reasonable. Okay, so you get. The only problem I have is the free damage die before like at 5th level. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it at that point. So resetting the like giant at size, first rank giant size, second rank giant plus an extra damage die, third rank huge size, fourth rank huge plus 2 damage dice. That takes us to 4 mana. But it's that first and second, like I could grant size large for the third level, and then it just gets clumsy that you wouldn't get your size large, but you don't get the damage die until you're large plus spending more mana. There's a brain break there, you know. Well, I guess I'll race you. Yeah. So, yeah, thank you for being open to that. I know Goblin. For those that don't know, Goblin's playing a giant barbarian, and one of the features of it, of course, is that you become giant size. You become size large at 3rd level, and then huge at, I guess, what is it, 11th? And but giant being large size grants an extra die of damage, so it's outpacing damage wise anyone else on the team, which makes it like the default. The problem is that it becomes the default obvious choice for anyone to play barbarian. I'm now size large, and I'm automatically doing twice as much damage. So it's not balanced. There's nothing balancing it. This is the same way why we had to go with we had to revert the monk cantrips to being cast as cantrips instead of like as strike powers. It just wasn't balanced against anything else that people could do. So I appreciate you being open to those revisions. This is, after all, why we are doing playtesting. And it's nice to be able to spot outliers like that pretty quickly. Oof, you don't look natural at all, buddy. That's good. Funny story. Okay, I forgot to add the extra power die. Oh man! That is funny. So yeah, it's just, I mean, the damage you were dealing was fine, but you didn't have the extra damage die. I was just observing, like, statistically, I'm observing, like, this is a benefit that no one else gets. It wasn't necessarily anything that I saw in the session. It's just looking at the math of it. Yeah, the Battle Master forgot to use Action Surge as well. Efficiencies, man. They're hidden efficiencies. Those eyes. Do that again. Yeah, that looks better already. Way too good if I didn't actually. Yeah, it would. Yeah. You can immediately see it. If you can immediately see it yourself, then I'm on the right path. That it needs to be modified. I don't like the idea of taking giantism away at 3rd level. It's just that extra damage that's intrinsic to being size large. It's on theme to be able to be size large at 3rd level, because that's just the theme of the giant class, but extra damage is a deal breaker. Or it's just too good. It's not a deal breaker, it's just the damage is too good. So this guy is so dead. This ritual is absolutely going to kill this guy. Hey, what's up? Hey, Nitro. I probably would have been way too good. That'd be D8 plus D6 plus D6 plus strength. Yeah, yep. So that's an average of 14ish damage. Hey, Phil, is that the... Yeah, that's... Yes, that is... Yeah, Nitro, that is true. But yeah, Gollum, that is, like... That's, like, you could take... like, you could take power attack on top of that for an extra 10 damage. But like the paladin can do that D8 plus D6 plus D6 plus 6 strength, at this level, but it costs the paladin 1 mana every time they do it. Your character gets it with every attack. And at 3rd level, you only get 1 attack per round. It's true, you only get 1 attack per round. But it's not costing you any resource. Like, the paladin can do it 6 times at most per day, basically. At 5th level, it's not a problem. Because other people can, because at level 5, other people can take giant. And it can take giant growth and have the same hit dice. It's just that you're getting that hit die 2 levels earlier than anyone. Is it really that big of a problem? Is it really a big problem for the barbarian to get to get an extra power die 2 levels sooner than anyone else? There's so little in the game that ramps damage outside of its normal curve. Maybe it's not an issue. A D6 is less consistent than like +4. So I like the elegance of doubling, tripling, quadrupling strength bonus modifiers. Just as a general tenet. But that's not how the game is currently calibrated. The problem is like what barbarian class would, like, what are other subclasses offering that can compete against just that amount of raw damage? It is only 2 levels early, but at low levels that's pretty it could be pretty significant. That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, statistically, it's only an extra 3 damage on a hit any given time, so it's only extra +3 on the average at 3rd level and at 4th level. It probably isn't actually a problem. I'm trying to convince myself. Can't tell. Yeah, Nitro. Yeah, exactly. Because the Berserker gets a whole extra attack. So maybe it isn't actually a problem. I don't mind the knee-jerk velocity. Tell you what, let's make sure that you're using the power die consistently next session, so we can see if it's really just ridiculous or not. Because at 5th level, it's not a problem at all. I may just be overprotective of the low level of game. It's I'm gonna delete that part of your face, my chum. Yeah, Soulsy is so fucked. Hey, thanks for showing up, Goblin. I appreciate the opportunity to cycle some brain cells with you over that. I spy with my eye a wall of text that scrolls. There it is. Cool. All right, let's grab that. Copy and paste. Free transform. Flip horizontal. I am Cyclops of the Fin-Faced. Merge down. So I'm thinking of building an extra character. You should build as many characters as you want, man. Imagine all the necrotic things that have happened to me here. Yeah, yeah, it's yeah. I think we can make this guy gritty. I like the overall look. I think that's a good. I'm just gonna leave this dark. Yeah, we can start desecrating his body, as it were. I'm gonna hit save here real quick. I like how that sits. God, I don't think. Yeah, I think the more necrotic we make this guy, the more Karen's like willing to wait. She's like, the power is nice, but Jesus Christ, I'm gonna be fucking ugly if I do this wrong. Like, she needs the Houndsman to feed her hit dice so she doesn't get killed by the ritual as well. And he needs to feed him to her fast. Otherwise, she's going to get skull-faced pretty quick. So that should hopefully motivate him to be on top of sacrifices for her once she steps in. That's such a great face. Oh my god, I love that. That's so fucking good. That's so good. Oh man. Hey, thanks a lot. Thank you. A mustache. Think about building an extra character that makes a whole charging process faster. Makes the whole character gen process faster for me. Once I get used to it, I can kind of grok it better. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm glad you're enjoying it more than anything else. I love the character building process from 3rd edition, where you're piecing together different components in your characters, multi-classing combinations to like lean into different power systems to get access to more and more stuff, so you can build specific action loops for your character. That was a very 3rd edition philosophy, like mini game sort of aspect to play that I honestly miss a lot. That I feel this power system we've been developing is adding back into the, like, if you want to do that type of stuff, like spells, like how to say, like, spellcasting doesn't feel the same. Spellcasting is like, here's a list of actions I can take each round. But the difference in the action economy of powers, I think, is where its real strength is at. Being able to, like, lean into maneuvers that you can stack up each round, or like building, like being able to combine strikes with your own reactions. I think that's really fun. So I think that's where it really just stands out as, like, it doesn't feel like spells, because it's like you cast a spell, that's all you're doing right now. Like, this stuff is being done, like, not even the smite spells that the paladin get really feel the same way, because they're bonus actions to set them up that then get executed with a successful hit, while we're really leaning into the divine strike aspect of the paladin spells, of like when, like, all these things trigger on hit. You don't have to think about them until you hit, and I think that's what helps make it fast. Like, if you don't hit, it doesn't matter. You know, like none of the strikes matter at all. It doesn't matter what you want to do there, because you missed. So fuck off. And a lot of the effects are just like point and click, with very, very brief descriptions that are pretty easy to just kind of get what they do. There's no really big debate. If I hit you with a Thundering Strike, you're going to take an extra die of damage. I'm going to push you 10 feet. You're done. Like everything has the level of intensity as an invocation as opposed to a spell. It's like real easy to, like, yeah, repelling blast. I hit you with a blast. I push you 10 feet. You're done. There you go. It's pretty easy to grok. I think spellcasting would benefit if we were talking about this. I think even you brought this up, that if spellcasting was simplified to the point where it just does what it does and you get it, then I think 5e as a combat system would move a lot faster, because people want to have spellcasters in their team because of the utility and variety of options that it provides, but it grinds everything down so much because there's so many specific details about each spell that has to be checked. It's like, does it do like blah? It's like, no, it's but I mean, that's a kind of ironically on point narratively about how magic just kind of works. It's bending rules. It defies physics in very specific sort of like how to say it's since it's changing how rules work in the game by casting a spell, it would have a lot of caveats and descriptive depth to it to explain exactly what's happening and how. It'd just be nice if there was a more efficient way to do it. I'm kind of talking on my ass right now. Oh, Sozu, yeah. You know you're not getting out of this one, buddy. God, that feels good. Yeah, that's gonna work. Let's do like that. Oh fuck, it looks so good. I've got about 15 minutes. Time is a little off this morning. Draws a mustache on the front of his face. Oh my god, that's so funny. Let's drop this eye a little bit more. Hands are just melting into the thing. Couldn't let go even if he wanted to. He may very well want to let go at this point. But yeah, that's too bad. In for a penny, in for a pound, ASL Zoo. Feels pretty good. Let's pull this down a bit here and So dope. There, that feels pretty good. That feels pretty good. So the eye. I don't need to mess around with that. We're going to let the shadows take care of all that business. So that's good for now. There it is for now, anyway. We'll just let that sit. And let's see. So Solzu's okay for now. I like how that turned out. That's pretty cool. Houndsman's still looking rough. So Houndsman's next. So once we get through with him, how are we looking on this? Animated safe, I'm happy with. His head's too big. God damn it, Carl. The rough of that is pretty good. I'm not sure if I like the final form, but... Not done. I like that. It's close enough for a sketch so I can work with it. Still too sketchy. Needs more. Sketchy. She's coming along. Sketchy. Sketchy. Sketch. I would say Solzu and Captain Carl the furthest along in that process. Yeah. Okay, so Houndsman's next on me to develop, and then we'll kick back through. I'm going to put a lock on this one for now and put a lock on this one for now to know that they're at next stage. So we'll work on the Houndsman, and then we'll just cycle through all these to refine all of them into better art. And we'll pick it up for this is the level of quality I'm basically looking to get each of these before considering moving on into the coloring phase. So even this is a little sketch. It's pretty close though. I might do a little refining along the limbs, but for the most part I'm pretty happy with that. For the most part I'm pretty happy with Carl too. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and put on hold here. It's about 7:50. My gut's telling me to kick out. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be back at lunch today in about 5.5-ish, 6 hours to continue working on martial powers stuff in general. And yeah, we'll be back then. So hopefully I'll see you guys around. Thanks a lot. Cheers.